Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in 100.7 The Score. I'm Rob Breaux alongside David Collier, Lucas White in the building. We're in the First United Bank studio. You can call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline 806-771-0973. You can also hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line as you do so well. I'm sure it'll all be positive today, and I won't have to quote tweet anyone tomorrow with any inappropriate hits or anything. That I won't have to search my name on the chat line out of thousands of tweets, millions of tweets, and find one guy and expose him for being a troll. I'm sure that wouldn't happen today.
No, well, it's already happened once. Why would it happen?
Once? When did that happen?
Not by you. I mean, by other people.
You know, David Collier, sometimes you claim that I have a mob that I will send after people. I've never really understood the depth of that until Tim Brando sent his mob after me this weekend. I had no idea that Tim Brando had fans or anybody that liked his broadcasts, and apparently there are thousands.
There are. Yes, there are.
There are thousands of people that love Tim Brando. I might have tweeted this weekend that the worst part of college football was that Tim Brando was popping up on my TV. He said the next day after he searched his name on Twitter, I think they call it vanity searching, but that's not what I call it. That's just what people call it. And then he tweeted, "We'll see you in Lubbock in 3 weeks."
Quote tweeted you, right?
Quote tweeted me, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to take this moment, this opportunity that I have on the microphone, and deeply and heartfelt offer an apology to absolutely nobody. That guy stinks. Tim Brando. People talk about me mispronouncing names. That's Higashioka. Pretty similar. That guy said 17 names wrong in the first 3 minutes of the broadcast. He doesn't know where anybody's from. Micah Hudson's from Oregon, transferred in from the Oregon Ducks last year as a true freshman. I mean, this guy doesn't know anything. He got into beef with the Texas Tech sports information people because he didn't know a guy's name or that he was going to change his jersey. I refuse to apologize that I don't think Tim Brando is prepared or wants to be there most of the time.
So we're not going to have him on in 3 weeks, is what you're telling me?
We're not going to have him on. I mean, if he wants to come on and discuss, he can, but I'm going to tell him to his face that I don't think he's very good. Maybe he was good 20 years ago.
Oh, you know what's really funny right now? We're watching Baylor and Texas Tech, and Jacob Karam is wearing, remember when he wore the number 85 with no name on the back? And so you couldn't identify who he was. And the whole reason, I think partially reason that you dislike Brando so much because Travis Bruffy didn't have his name on the back of the jersey.
Because he had to change his uniform to go in as eligible.
And he just ripped. Now, this is the reason why I dislike Tim Brando, is he went on the air after that Bruffy touchdown and just totally undressed the SID, the athletic SIDs, because they didn't inform him enough about the trick play that was going on. And I thought that was very Bush League to do that on the air. Maybe afterwards say, hey, next time give us a heads up, for goodness sakes. I look like a moron out there. But nope, let's just come back after a commercial break and continue to pile on after I didn't know the individual's name. So, yes, I agree with you on that part of it.
I mean, if somebody's not on a roster or a number's on our roster, say, we'll effort to get that in the break.
Yeah. I mean, and they went on to say his name and everything, and they got cutaways of him, and you could have just followed up with that, but nope, we just had to just absolutely give the athletic department, the sports information department, the business, and I thought that was kind of. So I'm on board with you, but we won't have him on in 3 weeks, I don't think.
So we also got a mention from Josh Pate if you know who that is.
If you don't right now, you will by the end of the year because he's on every single football thing that you can imagine.
He's really blown up in the last couple years, but he just signed a deal with On3, and he's also going to be doing ESPN college football spots on
I don't know where.
Get Up, maybe?
Yeah, I know he's doing college football for ESPN as well.
And I think he signed another deal, too. I think he's on 3 places. Of course, he does his show, Pate State. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
The Josh Pate Show? Man, who names a show after themselves? All right, let's get into college football. It was week 0 this weekend. Plenty to talk about. I would say the Iowa State Cyclones are the team to beat in the Big 12. They're the front runners at 1-0. Nobody else has played a Big 12 game, but I do think that Iowa State performed well. I thought Kansas State looked like it was week 0 in Ireland. I didn't think that Iowa State did. I think you could draw some conclusions, David Collier, at least I could. You might.
Your mob might.
That Iowa State is better coached than Kansas State.
Overall?
Overall, yeah.
Not just positions?
No, I'm talking about the head coach.
Okay.
I'm talking about the head coach.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't take any unnecessary shots at anyone. Who do you think I am?
I know yeah. Well, we'll just...
The offense did look unprepared at times there for Kansas State. They had some play calling issues, I would say, to take the ball out of their best player's hands, which I think is Avery Johnson. Of course, when the running back that you are going to rely on muffs a punt, the opening punt, and either gets his feelings hurt or his leg hurt, I'm not sure which, and just leaves the game and tweets about it afterwards. So Kansas State had their best offensive player, Dylan Edwards, allegedly quit the game or didn't go back in or whatever it is. Maybe he was legitimately injured. Walked off the field fine, but we don't know. Could have tweaked something. And then the quarterback's dad and brother are fighting after the game. Not arguing.
No.
Rolling around in a giant puddle, fist fighting.
It's what you do in Ireland.
Putting forearms in throats, yeah.
I mean, when in Ireland.
Probably had a couple Guinness and threw some bows. So Kansas State doesn't look like they're together right now. Of course, Kansas State and Iowa State both, we talked about it last week, have slow starts.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a pretty good Big 12 game. Obviously, it looked like they were playing in the rain in week 0. A little ugly.
A lot ugly.
But Iowa State, we talked about this last week too. That schedule, I think they've played their toughest Big 12 game.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
They are set up for success this season after that win. We'll talk about that game more. We'll talk about Hawaii and the other games that were played. Kansas offense might be back. We'll talk about it all today on the End of the Bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Bring it!
Bring it, see? It's football season. That's what Tech needs to run out to the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get that.
Arkansas Pine Bluff. Bring it. Texas Tech. All right, we've gotten through the week 0 games. It is time for week 1. We'll talk week 1 in the third hour. Talk about some of our favorite games this weekend. What we're going to be spending our time watching. But let's recap week 0. Get a little more into it. I guess my question is, David Collier, when you watched Kansas State, Iowa State, did you think during that game, this is a game that we can take broad conclusions from? Or, like me, did you just say this is a week 0 contest and it's not going to matter in 4 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, our previous conversations on both of these teams, always slow starters, or at least in recent history under both of these head coaches, slow starters. Add to that, they get out there and it's sunny and by the time, we're 2 or 3 possessions in, it's just an absolute downpour. 2 teams that I don't really think of as ones that turn the ball over a lot, typically, for the most part, especially running the ball, take care of the football. Couldn't do that at all. And if that thing's played in Manhattan or Ames, I don't think it looks anything like what we watched. 2 months from now or whatever, it looks absolutely nothing like what we saw the other day.
If that game's in Manhattan in November, obviously I think the offense is a little more crisp, but you also, those turnovers that Kansas State forced early, you might be able to get up 10, 14 in some of those spots. And Iowa State might not be able to lean on you in the run game in the fourth quarter. That Hansen kid, this is now the second straight year where he's basically Marion Barber.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do anything in the first 3 quarters. He's just hydrating and stretching out. He's on the bike. He'll get some carries, but he's a completely different running back in the fourth quarter. And Iowa State, that is when they're at their best. When they have a guy who can just go out in the fourth quarter and kind of punish you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's not big like Marion Barber. He doesn't run like Marion Barber. But he's really good in the fourth quarter, and that makes Iowa State better.
Yeah, because they plan to be up. They plan on, punishing you. The only thing I got out of that, it was kind of like what you said earlier. I think we know Matt Campbell knows how to coach his football team. You know what you're getting with him every single year. I kind of like Rocco Beck. I don't think he's anything phenomenal, but he's an Iowa State quarterback. Right? I didn't think Brock Purdy was phenomenal, but he fits their mold, and I think they'll be, like you said, that schedule. And I'm probably a little more confident with Kansas State than you are. I know Lucas probably is, or at least I hope he is, since he picked the Wildcats to win the Big 12. But there are definitely some things that kind of scare you offensively there.
Hey, I think Kansas State's front seven's really good.
Yeah.
They had a couple of pass rushers that were giving them the business. I think their linebackers are pretty good. There's a moment where you have, some dings, some bumps, so you're like, oh, that would not be a good guy to lose. But
yeah,
I think as far as Kansas State goes, I didn't change my opinion at all.
No.
Now, if I had them going 9-3, I guess maybe I have them going 8-4 now because I picked them to win the game.
Well, that's.
But I'm not bailing on Kansas State at all. I think they're pretty good.
No, they played a good football team in not great conditions with, look, I know that Matt Wells was there a year ago, but it wasn't him calling the plays. It wasn't his offense. He was the quarterback's coach. So there's some adjustment period for all of those people, and you have to do it against what has been one of the better defenses in the Big 12 Conference for several years now, against one of the best defensive coordinators year in and year out people tried to take, like Ohio State and whatnot.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that against Arkansas Pine Bluff in the first weekend, or Northern Iowa, or Kent State. You're doing it against a team that probably will be, if not in the Big 12 championship game, a game out or 2 games out. They're going to be at the top of the conference standings. And that sucks for anybody that has to do that, and this is why you don't play conference games to open the season.
Now, here's my issue with Kansas State. I think if you just look at the box score, that offense was pretty successful. I think Avery Johnson, you would say, had a good game if you didn't watch. But there's just a few moments where they just did not put their best foot forward in big moments. There were 8 drives in that game where Kansas State could have gone down and taken a lead, and they didn't do it a single time.
Yeah. Could you say that's kind of the Avery Johnson offense, though? It's not like it's consistently we're walking down the field and scoring all the time. Sometimes, it's a big play. That's what they have been with him. Now, one game in particular, it was just I'll run all over the defense that I'm playing against, but we don't need to relive that one.
They were ill prepared and did not adjust.
Yes, exactly.
That particular defense.
Yes.
In Lubbock. Just happened to be.
Oh, that might have been the game I was talking about.
I do think that the Kansas State offense will be fine, but I don't know that they're going to be an offense that when you need 6, when you need 3, can just absolutely go out and get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
in the course of a game, if they're scoring, they're scoring. But I don't know that they're going to be able to exert their will on anyone.
Certainly hope not, at least one particular weekend in Manhattan.
Certainly. Iowa State, Kansas State, I also thought was a fine showing for the Big 12. I don't know that those two programs elicit the national response, but I thought a lot of people were excited for it, and I didn't see too much online that was like, this is the worst. Now, there was a couple of SEC accounts.
I was about to say Brandon Walker's was kind of humorous.
Just imagine if you put the 2 worst SEC teams in Ireland the first week, and it's Auburn and Kentucky.
I think Brandon Walker's was pretty spot on, though. I mean, I know we just talked about, hey, they're both good football teams. I'm trying to find Brandon Walker's. I don't want to misquote him because he would probably get really mad, like Tim Brando mad, if we were to do that. I'm assuming Utah, Arizona State, Texas Tech, and Baylor fans, among others, are ecstatic watching these two teams play right now.
Yeah.
You had to feel pretty good watching that, especially early on, even with the weather. It wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't. That first quarter was disgusting.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, both teams looked really bad. I don't think they'll look bad in 6 weeks,
Nope.
but they looked bad this weekend at times. All right, we'll continue on. 100.7 The Score. We'll check the calendar after this. We'll also get into Kansas and their offense.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Hey, David Collier, I don't know why I said your full name. I don't know that Kansas will do what they did against Fresno State every week. And maybe they had like a really dynamic playbook against Fresno State, and they showed everything they had, and that's now going to be something they're going to have to deal with. But it really, really felt like they got back into that Kettlenicki offense that they got away from last year with Jeff Grimes. And the Kansas offense is going to be dynamic this year. I think they have some playmakers offensively, and if they have enough juice defensively with Bang Alley and a couple of those guys that are rushing the passer, they could make some noise in the Big 12. What do you think about their offense in particular?
Yeah, you mentioned the weapons. I mean, you've got 2 running backs, right? Daniel Highshaw is like 30 years old at this point, played here during COVID. LaShawn Williams, the guy from Iowa, right? Is that where he came from?
I believe so.
So you've got those guys to go with Jalen Daniels. So you basically have 3 rushing threats. I mean, he throws 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's what they preached at Big 12 Media Day. You know, you know what you're getting with Jalen Daniels. It's just he has to be healthy. You know, I mean, it's been 3 years now, it seems like, since there was all the hype around him. And I guess this is the time for him to do it. Again, it's Fresno State, but to see, like you said, to see an offense with a pulse.
And there was no struggle really at all.
Yeah.
Until they shut it down.
Yeah, I was about to say, and they let their foot off the gas, and I don't know that changes, and maybe it will by the time we get to that game. Maybe that's a game that we just automatically circle on the, which historically you always circle that one. Besides twice.
For different reasons, yeah.
Yeah, that's because they're not.
They weren't.
Yeah. weren't
Typically,
great. Yeah. Hey, Emily Jones doing the sidelines for this broadcast. Sorry.
I mean, they have the tight ends. They have the running backs to make this offense work. They have a couple of wide receivers. The misdirection, the motion, the formations, they all set you up to get guys open. And if Jalen Daniels is just throwing to open guys the whole year, there was a stop and go and a wheel route combination on one of their touchdowns where he just throws it to the middle of the field wide open. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that really, really plays well in college football. And if they can get dynamic game plans going on, I think Kansas could be a tough out. Now, defensively, I don't know if they have the juice. But we've seen Big 12 programs
and they did
be
lose
competitive.
A lot defensively.
Yes, that's secondary.
Yeah.
And they had 2 interceptions. So, again, you're watching E.J. Warner out there, and he's on his 7th football team, but it does feel like they have something there offensively. I think if I was moving anyone up after the weekend, it'd be Kansas. We'll do that in the third hour. Obviously, it's going to be tough to power rank anybody, but we'll ask you, the audience, and we'll ask Collier in the third hour, and Lucas, and maybe Stetson, who the best Big 12 team was this weekend. All right, let's check the calendar here.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
Of course, it is week 1 of college football season. We start today. We've got games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Some big games in and out of the Big 12 as well on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm really excited about a couple of Big 12 games this weekend. It's rare that you have week 0 and week 1 Big 12 games. But this year we do. And that'll be exciting to have. We also have today, August 25th, 2025, Instant Ramen Day, Banana Split Day, Kiss and Makeup Day. I don't believe that'll happen for me and Tim Brando. For Jamie Lent, it's National Park Service Founders Day. For Choice Woodman, it's National Secondhand Wardrobe Day. And National Whiskey Sour Day.
Who's that one for?
I guess we'll give that one to Clint and just make it a bottom line sweep.
There we go.
Lucas, any birthdays?
We have quite a few birthdays today. We're going to start off with Tim Burton turning 67 years old. Still out there directing shows and movies, so still doing his thing.
Keeping Johnny Depp employed.
For the most part, yes. Blake Lively turning 38. That's one that I feel like is a little older than I thought. Just personally, she might make more sense to Rob. Billy Ray Cyrus, 64. And then we have Marvin Harrison, 53. Raleigh Fingers, 79. Jared Butler, 25. Vivian Campbell, guitarist for Def Leppard and Thin Lizzy, turning 63. And then last but not least, Andrew Sorrells, turning 29. LCU's athletic director. And then Regis Philbin would have had a birthday today.
We've got 2 more. Sean Connery would have had a birthday today as well. And I don't believe you said Gene Simmons, lead singer of Kiss, who once almost licked me at an airport.
Wow.
Oh, sweet. I don't have to do too many of these. On this day in 1977, Tim Horton was posthumously inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame. I learned yesterday while doing this that Tim Horton's coffee is Tim Horton. He played for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I did not know that either.
Absolutely no clue. On this day in 1985, Dwight Gooden became the youngest pitcher to win 20 games in a season. In 1986, Mark McGwire hit his first major league home run. 2017, A.J. Ramos picks up his 4th save for the Mets after being traded from the Marlins. He had 24 saves in his career or that season. And entertainment news, 1935, The Wizard of Oz debuted.
We're off to see the second hour when we come back. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Resident Aggie says, true cross-country parents run across that pit and follow and cheer their kids at 4 points. I am not a true cross-country parent. Did not even know my daughter was running until she walked up to us and gave her time.
Well, there's water in the hole there at the LCU cross-country former golf course. There was no swimming across that.
It's still a golf course. Frisbee golf.
Oh, that's true. I was about to say, huh? But that's true.
They built that when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Played on it several times. It did not last long, but it's a nice little course. It was a nice little course.
Yeah, I think I don't remember. It seemed like it was built like right after the Rawls course, and it was only a 9-hole course.
Yeah,
and as much of there's hills there, and the funny thing is the trees that they put in there haven't really grown a lot, so
yeah. It kind of put them in at the same size.
Yeah, so you're looking at it, you're like, man, these trees really are small right now. Imagine what they were whenever I played it a couple times. I mean, I like the variety because it's easier to get a tee time somewhere. Not that I ever play golf anymore, but whenever I did play that much, I had no problem going and playing there. Saying that, I've been there for more cross country than I have played golf.
This guess on the theme. Songs I love to hate.
That technically could be right.
So far, yeah. And I don't think it's going to get better. No, you have a good song in there. I like the next song, but my next song, I don't know if anybody else will.
I like my next song. Well, I had 2 good songs today.
Yeah,
2.
And one good one.
Hopefully I've already played it then.
This texter, off topic, but do you guys happen to know what all the high schools your networks will be doing radio coverage for? Yes, we do. Starting this Thursday, you can listen to Friendship Football and Byron Nelson on Sunny 97.7. You can also listen to Texas Tech Football with Joey McGuire on Double T 97.3. That's why that game's over there. They'll normally be on Double T 97.3 Friendship. And then Friday night, Cooper versus Lovejoy. That's on 100.7 The Score. Cooper Liberty versus New Home. That's on Young Country 93.1. Coronado football versus Wichita Falls Legacy. That's on 96.9 The Bull. Monterey football versus Choctaw on 93.7 The Eagle.
Defending state champions, Choctaw.
And then starting at 9:30, the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Right here on our airwaves, both Double T 97.3 and 100.7 The Score, following those football broadcasts. So once again, Friendship on Double T, Cooper on 100.7 The Score, Liberty on Young Country. Sunday 97.7 will be kind of an overflow. Coronado, 96.9 The Bull. Monterey, 93.7 The Eagle. And 107.7 The Red Dirt Rebel, also some overflow there. So there you go. There it is.
And again, as you said, this week, Sunny 97.7 for Friendship.
On Thursday night. 5:30 pregame.
I've got to remember to say that right.
Byron Nelson.
But, yeah.
Yeah, with your sideline gig.
Yeah, in Abilene. It rained a little bit last year for that game. I think rain is, at least late last week, it seemed like rain was a potential for some of these games. Let's hope not.
It's going to be borderline cool on Saturday, allegedly.
Good.
For the game.
If we could only make that work the next week.
It'd be awesome for 2 weeks like that.
Or
especially
even the Oregon State
one.
game.
Yeah, why not?
2:30.
Why not?
Why not us?
Why not us? Who'd have thunk? All right, let's hit some burning questions here.
2 minutes of non-stop, in-your-face inquiries with no end in sight. It's time for Burning Questions.
I do have some Commanders breaking news real quick.
Terry McLaurin signed.
Yes.
It isn't?
Yeah.
Do we have details on that?
3-year, $96 million.
You have a guaranteed number on that?
I don't
Not
see
yet.
any.
Okay.
But Terry McLaurin signs a 3-year, $96 million extension with the Commanders.
Was that just, I don't want to play in any games?
Preseason games?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they probably could have just worked that out anyways. Lots of teams don't play any kind of starters or veterans in their games. Though Patrick Mahomes out there against the Bears for quite a while.
Yeah. Congratulations to you guys, by the way. You Commander fans.
Yeah, big Commanders news there. Scary Terry. I'm glad that's done. What kind of stuff was Brian Robinson into that they were trading him off for a 7th, 6th?
Maybe they have enough running backs, and they know they do.
Did you see? What is his name? Krosky Merritt.
Yeah.
Did you see the fantasy draft from over the weekend? I think it was last weekend. The guy confidently walks up. It's a live draft. He confidently walks up to the board and slaps up B. Robinson onto the board. And it's Brian instead of Bijan.
Oh, wow.
Whoops.
Ron Roberts did that one year in our league, and he picked, I can't remember the Texans quarterback, but he picked the wrong quarterback. Like, he drafted the backup quarterback. Not quite to that extent, it wasn't, but Ron's known for drafting quarterbacks way too early, so it was early on, and he picked up Matt Schaub or something like that, and Matt Schaub wasn't the starting quarterback. I can't remember who he picked, but...
Did Matt Schaub back up like David Carr?
I don't remember
Was it
what
that
it was.
early?
No, it wasn't that early.
Because Matt Schaub was there for a couple of years.
Is this the violation of our
years.
Derek Carr conversation? Didn't he bring up David Carr? We can't do that, can we?
No, we can't bring up... I thought it was just his hair in particular.
Oh, okay. Well, did he just bring up his hair?
This is your agreement. You're the one that got banned from talking about
I'm
his
not
hair.
talking about anything.
We're going to get an instant replay.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, burning questions. Which Carr brother has a better hairline? Let's see. Okay, start, bench, cut the quarterbacks in the Big 12 that played this weekend. If you had to take them the rest of the year, Avery Johnson, Jalen Daniels, Rocco Beck, who you riding with?
Ooh, wow. That's a tough one. I think I'm going to start Jalen Daniels. This is where it gets tough. I know that Avery's family has my back if I get into a fight, right? Even though they might fight with each other and not help out.
If you get a fight with one of them,
yeah,
the other one will back you up.
Back you up, that's true. Man, I guess since Rocco Beck won, I've got to go bench him and then cut Avery Johnson. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Lucas can't go that route if you picked Kansas State to win the Big 12 title.
Sure you can.
I'm just going to flip Rocco and Avery, so I would obviously start Jalen, bench Avery, and then cut Rocco.
Okay. Sutton, you want a shot? Start, bench, cut those three quarterbacks?
Ooh. I'll probably have to agree with Lucas on this one.
Yeah, I think I'd go Jalen Daniels first, too. I would go with Collier, so we're split. We got a hanging Chad here.
I didn't think that would have been the case going into the weekend, though.
Oh, I didn't. I would probably have gone Rocco, Jalen, Avery before the week.
Yeah. I didn't have Jalen 1, but that's just because of his history.
No, and I'm not an Avery Johnson fan. All right, more after this. 100.7 The Score. It was a burning question.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
All right, let's get to our picks from Friday. The Tiny Wheel will start this weekend. So we just did some warm-up picks on Friday. We all missed Kansas State, Iowa State. I think we all picked the Wildcats. Just simply, I think there's... Well, I did it because I would have preferred Kansas State to win because I think Iowa State can win the rest of them in the Big 12 that they have.
I picked Kansas State to win because it makes your win over them look a little better.
Yes. And I think just in the sense of you control your destiny a little bit more when Baylor and Kansas State are losing a couple times.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to play those favorites, but you get to play Utah. And like, I wouldn't mind if Utah and Kansas State and Arizona State won 10 games.
Yeah. And you beat them all.
You beat them all, yeah. Then we went on a run here, or at least Lucas and I did. UNLV cashed, all three of us. Kansas cashed, all three of us. That UNLV game, a little bit of a sweat. And if we were picking against the spread and not just straight up,
we would have lost.
Been much more of a sweat because we would have lost, I think, by... What was it? It was at least 18, the line.
I think the last one I saw was a
20s?
25 point.
Yeah. Not quite there. Then Western Kentucky. Both Lucas and I picked Western Kentucky. Collier went against Maverick McIver.
I went against us all picking chalk together for the first 4 games.
Hawaii.
I did it for the show.
Also went Andrew Luck there. With Stanford, you lose that one.
I was doing pretty good until a really bad turnover late in the game. I was winning. That game was won.
Bad turnover. So Hawaii beat Stanford. Lucas and I both had Hawaii. Lucas and Collier both took the Falcons. I took the Cowboys. So I'm 1-5 at this point. 5-1, sorry. Lucas 2-4. Collier 2-4. Lucas.
This is where I turn it on, though.
Yeah, you don't miss again. And Lucas and I both missed 3 of our last 4, so.
I'm a finisher.
Collier takes the win. I picked the Cowboys. They won. Both you and Lucas picked the Bears over the Chiefs, which I think on the walk-off they got that one. So that's a tough beat for me. You picked the Ravens. We picked the Commanders. We picked the Texans. Lucas picked Detroit. And you picked the Rangers. And we picked the Guardians.
Me and Bullfighter, only ones that believe.
So there it is. That means Collier and I tied 6-4. Lucas a game behind. Of course, we wash those clean. And we'll do picks again Friday. We'll pick them Friday, 10:45. Probably 10:30. Give the results on Monday. And that'll be for a Tiny Wheel. So, if you want to start giving Tiny Wheel punishments, we're going to wipe the slate clean from last year. I think the only carryover we have might be the book report from A.J. Brown. I still think that one's funny. But everything else we'll probably wipe clean. So if you want to give some Tiny Wheel punishments, we'll put them on the wheel. And we will spin for those Friday. And if you want to pick against us, you are not subject to the Tiny Wheel. If you win, the loser of the week will have to do the Tiny Wheel. If you're the loser, as the caller, we're spared from the Tiny Wheel. If you're new to the show and you don't know what the Tiny Wheel is, we're going to have some mild to moderate punishments on the Tiny Wheel. And this year, we will cash in. There will be punishments as such that we will be able to cash in the following week. We're not going to mess around with the Tiny Wheel.
Yeah, not going to drag it out for 6 months.
We won't be catching up in February.
Yeah.
So think about that when you're putting in Tiny Wheel. I know everybody wants us to do crazy stuff, but moderate to mild punishments weekly, and they will be cashed in the following week.
Are we going to put the Robert McIntyre, you have to wear sunscreen on your face and arms an entire show?
Yeah, we need to put that one on there.
I think
so. We'll put the
that would be worse for me. Let's be honest.
The zinc sunscreen. Well, at least go face. I don't know if we need to go arms too, but that might get all over the studio. And then I think we'll do the A.J. Brown book report. I got that audiobook. I've listened to about a couple of chapters. I don't want to listen to more. I think I've got the grasp.
Is he the one that reads it to you too?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I wish. It's some guy. But it is repetitive, I'll say.
When you read something like that, do you read it with their voice? I remember reading Mike Leach's Geronimo book, and it made it infinitely better because
you added all the ums and
in my head, I was listening to Mike Leach tell the story to me.
That's good. That's good. All right, so if you want to put those on the chat line, you can. This texter says Avery Johnson ended up with decent numbers, but after a quarter, he was like 1 for 4 with -3 yards. Iowa State had some defensive breakdowns that helped his stats, but looked pretty poor as a passer. Yeah, his box score and eye tape do not compute week 1.
Yeah.
Because if you're just catching up on Monday looking at the box score, Avery Johnson had a really good game. He did not. He had 2 touchdowns that were just defensive breakdowns. One, no idea what the corner was doing. The other one, I don't know what the safety was doing. Then at least a couple of those throws from the texter says exposed his lack of arm talent could have been picked off. Only time he threw a good sideline pass was when he rolled to that sideline to shorten the throw. There you go. See, now here we go. This one's not going to happen. 30 seconds of a car wash power spray? What?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
From how far away?
I don't know. I mean,
You're
not like you're getting in your face.
You're going to sign your name on my back?
Yeah, sure.
Power washer?
Well, that's not going to be like 2 inches away.
I think that's from Jamie was power washing his fence last week, and there was a spider on his ankle. So he's just going to shoot it with the hose. He close quartered his Achilles with
that's a little.
with the power washer.
That's a little much. Yes.
I mean, just like from far away, the power wash spray at the car wash is just a mist.
Exactly.
It's a fine mist. So, yeah, if you're not like peeling paint from an inch away, I guess. I mean, I'd rather just do a bucket of water, though, if you just want to see us get wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do that out front. What?
I shouldn't be envisioning me. Yeah, because I'm not going to lose. You would be the one getting power washed or Lucas, so. Right?
Sure. Hope you go. You'll get out of one punishment at least.
Yeah.
Are you going to save that or just
know.
use it right when you lose?
I don't know. As much crap as I talk, I'm going to lose the first week anyway, so I might as well just use it then.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. Question for the Benchwarmers. With all this Tim Brando stuff, what is one sports analyst or reporter that you either can't stand or would ship to the moon? And we can't pick Tim Brando? Is that what we're saying?
No, I think that's what we're saying.
He would be the one.
I know I'm going to get some blowback from this from you guys, you youngs. But if I don't have to hear RG3 ever call a football game again,
he's back.
Sign me up.
He's back. He's. I think he's going to be on Fox broadcast. I think he's doing Baylor Auburn.
I can't stand it.
I think he's doing Baylor Auburn this week.
I just can't do it.
I really liked him.
He's so corny, and that's coming from me. He's just such a cornball. And he gets a little too. He gets a little too racy with his calls. But you like that as somebody that was tweeting about UNLV football this weekend.
Well, that was in honor of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with a name like that, you.
Well, yes, but.
Yeah, RG3, I believe, is going to be calling Auburn Baylor this week.
Great. Two college football greats, Jackson Arnold and RG3 in the same stadium. Is he going to run out with the Baylor line like he likes to do?
He has before.
I know that he likes to do, yeah.
Yeah. I really don't mind a lot of broadcasters. People around here get upset with Fran Fraschilla. I don't mind Fran Fraschilla. The one broadcaster I would never want to hear again, and he's not bad, I just don't like his voice, is Petros Papadakis.
Yeah, it's very loud.
It is just, it's grating.
Yeah.
So, just with the spirit of the question, I would go Petros Papadakis. And I generally am not a guy who goes after the announcers. I try not to be.
That's weird.
Because I have been there. But Tim Brando is a special case. I just feel like I have personal beef with Tim Brando, especially now.
You know, I probably wouldn't have a problem, but I just don't like some of the stuff that as an old person, I'm like, okay, that's a little over the line. We don't need innuendos every single time. In here. Every single thing is an innuendo.
This texter says, Rob, you have gone after multiple announcers. Name another. The Fran Fraschilla beef is a joke. We never had beef. But name another announcer that I've gone after.
I can't. I'm not.
By the way, I said I try not to.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. Benchwarmers, out of the whole Raymar crew, who knows the most ball?
God, I would love to see Gus with that hair. Actually, to be honest with you, that looks mostly like your hair anyway. The rest of us, though.
So this is Clint as Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Collier as Lance Bass.
Thanks, bullfighter.
Choice is Chris Kirkpatrick. I think that's Gus as Joey Fatone.
Yes.
And myself is JC Chazé.
You could pull that hair off.
Sure. Just give me a little mousse.
I would go with the guy sitting next to me, Rob Breaux, knows. If we're talking football.
Yeah, baseball would be Gus.
Gus, yeah. I'll take softball. Can I have softball?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy says Pat
I'll
Mitchell.
take hockey.
I don't know who that is.
You're not in there.
Sure.
You're not in here.
You can take hockey.
You're not in this picture. You're in the.
I'm glad I'm not.
You're. That's true.
Now the texter says Tim Brando and the guy with the weird name you just mentioned. All right, there's two. I was literally asked the question. Benchwarmers, is there a line out for the Tech game? If so, what is your pick? If not, what would you set the line at?
Jeez, it's pretty high.
I've not seen it out. Generally, you don't see lines more than 30, 34. I probably set it at 34.5 and take the Red Raiders.
Yes. Again, that's a team that lost 70-0 last year.
There are times where a line is like 40 or 45. I would take it up to 50. I mean, not confidently. I wouldn't bet my mortgage on it. I wouldn't either anyways, but I'm a responsible wagerer. But, yeah, I would take Tech whatever the line is. I don't think it's not going to be close.
Yeah.
The theme is Joey Fatone or Lance Bass. Almost.
Running out of time, though. I don't know how we can give. Do we want to rattle off what was played? We had Joey Lawrence. We had Joe Walsh. We had Anthrax with Joe
Belladonna.
Okay. We had somebody calling me that knows I have a radio show right now.
What was your song?
What was your song?
Oh, New Kids on the Block.
Featuring
Joey.
We had
and
one more.
NSYNC with Joey Fatone.
Yeah. So
if anybody can put that together. Bullfighter is ordering glitter tattoos with Boise State. This texter says Tech will win by... Oh, this is a question. Will Tech win by 14 or more the first 3 games of the season? Yes. I would venture to say they'd win by 28 or more the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
And, I wouldn't be shocked to see Oregon State come in here and be certainly better than the first 2 teams. And I would not be surprised at all to see that game finish a little closer than you want it to. But, yes, I think Tech will win by 14 or more the first 3 games of the season. This is not an FCS playoff team coming in here like ACU that seems to have a personal vendetta at wide receiver, quarterback, head coach.
And a bunch of former Division I players that,
D1 drop downs. Like, this is not ACU coming in here. Kent State was 0-12 last year, and they have an interim head coach for the season. Similar to Stanford, it's just not going to work. And then Oregon State, I think Oregon State has some talent. I think they have a pretty good running back. Got Malik Murphy at quarterback from Duke last year, from
former
Texas before.
Guy, yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see Oregon State have some talent. But I would be a little surprised. Now, let's get through 2 games to get to that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if you win by 14 or more.
So, yes, to answer the question.
Yes.
In a very long-winded way.
Oh, this texter would send Jeff Goodman to the moon.
Yeah, I think that's more. He's a writer. I don't think
He's an analyst, not a broadcaster.
Yeah, but we don't hear him on broadcast analyzing games, right?
No. Well, yeah, he's a sports radio host.
But
now, if we want to get into that, well, he's a writer.
Yes.
Podcaster.
He's not.
I was trying to get to podcaster.
He's not doing color commentary on a basketball broadcast.
Right. I think Sneed wants to.
Joey's.
Sneed guessed the thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Artist name's Joey or Joey.
In honor of the season opener and Joey McGuire.
In honor of Joey McGuire.
Yeah.
This texter says, I think we need the corny animated announcers. They bring a little extra entertainment to the game, and if anything else, they give you some easy stuff to make fun of.
Okay.
I think
again,
that's like Gus Johnson versus RG3, though. Gus is talking about biscuits and baskets and not getting invited to the barbecue.
He's keeping it a little cleaner.
RG3 is getting a little PG-13
at
11 a.m.
I didn't like Mark Jones and RG3. Didn't like it at all.
I love that.
You can put that on a I can't stand him because
if it's Pac-12
let's be a little
dark,
bit more of an adult here.
If it's Pac-12 after dark, what's the problem?
Sure, but if it's an 11 a.m. game and he's talking about that, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, let's clean it up just a tad bit.
I did think that quarterback would play more, but Alex Orji did not even finish the game for UNLV.
Wonder if RG3 would have finished the broadcast if he didn't get to say that over and over again.
Well, he could have just worked it in there.
Sure
he's missing out.
Yeah.
Well, now we get to talk about Sawyer Robertson and Jackson Arnold and the other 2 quarterbacks that Auburn's going to play. They're on Friday night. Friday night?
Yep.
Then TCU North Carolina is Monday, Labor Day. So there you go. Continue on after this with the bottom line. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.